Hello and welcome. So my name is Miro Roman. I'm assistant professor at studio2 at studio0more. And this semester at studio0more, we will have a seminar around the notion of truth. So for me, this is a kind of a quite tricky and dangerous word. So it's a kind of blacklisted word that kind of brings me a lot of problems, and I'm always trying to avoid it. I tell people don't tell me the truth and so on. But somehow I would like to spend one semester giving time to the notion of truth and start playing with it. So somehow the main idea is to go from something that we call an objective truth towards something which I think is much more adequate, is to think of truth as an object. And where do I think the problems are? So I ask, for instance, ChatGPT, okay, tell me, like, what's the problem of today? Why is the notion, what challenges the notion of truth the most? And ChatGPT told me it's information overload. It's misinformation and disinformation. It's a kind of a relativism that we live in. It's a kind of an echo chambering of the social media that we end up with just repeating things that we believe in. It's distrust in institutions. It's a kind of a post-truth politics in which arguments are not important anymore. It's just about theatrics of things. It's about the charisma. It's about the kind of an atmosphere a politician can make. It's about technology and AI, which are again changing the notion of truth. It's a complexity. We are dealing with global issues. When dealing with global issues, that's pushing us into this kind of 0 or 1, good or bad, truth or false. These are the things, but this is a kind of a popular understanding. If we go to the level of science, it's quite similar. Quantum mechanics, relativity theory, Gödel's incompleteness theorems, Heisenberg's uncertainty principles, evolutionary biology, multiverse hypothesis, chaos theory, CRISPR and genetics, artificial intelligence, neuroscience, free will, all of these things are somehow putting us in a place where it's almost a little bit silly to ask the question, is something true or not? Is something objective or subjective? How to deal with these things? So the notion of truth comes or is linked etymologically to the idea of a tree. And of course, a tree with its fruits, with its shadows, gives you a kind of a comfort. It's grounding in the soil, it's grounded in the earth, it's kind of solid, it's true to an extent. Then, for instance, the notion of fake news. How to think of fake news without ever asking yourselves, what is the true news? So let's try to think what are true news in order to understand what's fake news. Let's think about what is the difference, for instance, between a scientific truth and religious truth, or how two of those are different to a notion of juridical truth. So this is what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss these things through the lens of AI, and how is AI contributing to navigate this kind of a complicated setup. And we will focus on 3 books. So one book which starts with the idea of how do we deal with scientific, religious, and juridical truth is, for instance, the Price of Truth by Marcel Henaf. So we will not be able to read the whole book, but we will check a little bit what's going on there. We will check as well a very beautiful book. I think another topic which is related to truth is the idea of life. So the physics of life's emergence. So what is life with Sarah Walker. And the third one, which we will deal with, is a cursed share from George Bataille, and this is a book about general economy. And I think these 3 notions, somehow the notion of economy and moving of things on the planet with the understanding of life, can help us to somehow try to talk about truth from different and multiple perspectives. So really to try to treat truth as an object. some of the quotes that we can, for instance, see if we look around our libraries that I will introduce you to. The life with truth is then a straight life. It's a simple and straight life. But if there is no truth, it gets much more complicated. Truth is not a tool. Juridical truth is its own point of reference. It's founded on nothing. The truth is that I am an amateur in life. A more fundamental, non-noisy physical truth is invoked. Truth is an unnatural state of man, and we can go like this forever. So we will meet on Fridays from 2 to 4, from 12 to 2 at Studio 2, and the kickoff will be on the 4th at 12. So I hope to see you there. If you are a little bit puzzled with these things, or you want to kind of get an understanding of what I'm talking about in detail, you can check what we did at studio0more on studio0more.net. And more in detail, you can go to studio0more YouTube channel, where you can find many different talks around these topics. So I hope to see you on the 4th at 12 at Studio 2, and let's try to treat truth as an object and see what we can do with this. Bye-bye.